apart, he's going to get it right in his face.
So you've never had a harness with a finger attached?
There's nothing else.
Not yet. Fingernail? We should watch for fingernail.
Which finger, Pete?
Biohazards. So yeah, that's what we, every 6 months we make a shipment. Every 6 weeks we make a shipment. And it gets delivered to Philadelphia Airport, and then we go down and pick it up.
Not for you, but when Leslie ran the business, they were also very accommodating making custom stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I have a Morris Minor, which had a generator, which I wanted to put an alternator on, and they rewired it, and they made up a harness and did the internal connection so it looked right and everything. And very friendly about it.
I'm restoring a Land Rover, a 65 Land Rover for myself. I mean, it's taken an extremely long time, but I try to work on it. But I'm going to put an alternator on that. And the same thing, I mean, if somebody wants to put an alternator on their MGA or whatever, they can just rewire it. Or if you want fog lights or some kind of, whatever, map light or whatever, they can do pretty much. Special order is no problem for this. And we do quite a few of those.
I'm originally from New York State, outside the city, and worked for Fiber Fab distributor up there, which we sold dune buggies and VW and various kit cars. And the hardest state to sell anything was Pennsylvania because the laws in Pennsylvania. In a dune buggy, which had an exposed Volkswagen engine, it had to really be enclosed. It had to have stock muffler on it. And I understand, at least in then, the state inspection was so strong that you couldn't change anything. You couldn't put a header on a car, couldn't change the exhaust system. Has that kind of lightened up now? I mean, what do you do with an old 68 or 9 car in Pennsylvania that might have the smog stuff removed? You have to retrofit and make it really correct?
Well, yeah, basically, you change the registration. But we haven't, we don't see that so much. Now, if we were in California, I guess it would be another issue, and maybe one of the guys from California could answer that. But
change the registration.
Go to jail. Go ahead.
I know in Pennsylvania, if it's 25 years old or older, it's exempt from emissions.
No, if it's 25 years or older, you can put an antique tag on it.
Yes.
And if you have an antique tag, then you're exempt from emissions. But if you can have a regular registration on it, and if you have a regular registration on it, even if it's an old car, it's not exempt. Now what happens is it is exempt if you have less than 5,000. If you use it for less than 5,000 miles.
But that's only in the metro areas, right?
I'm sorry?
That's only in the metro areas.
Well, and that's another part of it. It's only the 5-county area.
Pennsylvania's screwed up.
It's not only the 5-county area, but it's different in the 5-county area in Pittsburgh than it is in the rest of the state. It's really complicated.
Years of age, that's industrial smog.
Yeah, here too. In Pennsylvania, you're exempt if it's over 25 years old.
That seems to be the 25-year mark seems to be, but we don't normally have that problem. I mean, half of these cars don't have their emissions on them anyway.
The reason I bring it up is I live in Indiana now, and we have no laws at all, other than you should have a license plate on it. That's about it.
And a muffler.
No, you don't need a muffler. All the judges and all the lawyers all drive unmuffled Harleys with drag pipes. So muffler laws are out. Where's the insurance guy? No, listen, I didn't say
You said your wiring harness come from the same source that Moss uses, so do you supply them, or you're compatible on some level? I mean, I buy Moss stuff.
Moss is the only other company that has an agreement with Autosparks to buy their wiring harnesses.
Okay.
So because of Moss Europe, they got kind of grandfathered into the system. So, but if you buy a Roadster Factory harness, you're buying our harness. If you buy
would he have one?
What's that?
Would he have one?
Well, they've been buying a lot of harnesses from us. I'm not going to.
Nope.
Keep buying, man. Keep buying.
Turn the camera off.
Now I finally got something. I'm an MG owner.
There are lots of us.
I I think I got a Morgan 53 flat rad wiring harness you guys had in stock. I said, hey, great. I mean, you stock odd stuff like that?
We try to stock as much as possible. The problem with stocking it is you can imagine how much money is tied up on those little bit of shelves that you see over there. But if we don't have it, we can't sell it. So my basic idea with Josh is that if it, because we know we have records back to when Leslie and Ed started the business, so we know what sells and what doesn't sell, or what's the possibility of selling and not selling. So we take that and we look at it and we say, well, listen, if we've sold one of these harnesses in X amount of years, then maybe we should have one on the shelf. And that's the way we work on it. I mean, it just, my biggest thing is I don't like to see any bare spots on those shelves. It's just something about me. I just, if the phone rings and somebody wants a harness and you don't have it, they're going to go someplace else. Not that there's not many places you can go to anyway. But, it's nice to have that harness in stock that you can sell. So it's worth it while, to me, if I have that much money sitting on the shelf, at least I know relatively certain that at some point in time in the next several months somebody's going to buy that harness.
So the Jowett wiring harnesses are in stock.
Jowett Jupiter.
Jupiter, yes, Javelin. No.
Thanks for pointing this out.
We actually did send some harnesses back to England back before the first of the year because they hadn't sold when Leslie and I bought them. I acquired this stuff when I bought the business. So we finally just said, hey, enough is enough.
We don't have a stock.
We don't have stock, and most of the stuff we had was right-hand drive anyway. So, Mike, let me get he's had his.
At least one harness, dash harness, the MGA has gone to the baseless bulb, the 194.
We've